Create yourself a new world. They say east or west, home is best. The Property Show decodes the country's opaque property market, from the simple bungalows to the marble luxurious palaces. Enjoy a new world of interior and exterior designing and construction tips. Keep updated with the market trends. Don't miss this exciting real estate experience. Inspiring. It's The Property Show. Now showing on The Property Show. Proudly sponsored by Roofings.
Only Roofings iron sheets have double coating that give them a much longer life and are made with Japanese technology for best quality right here in Uganda. With Roofings iron sheets, we've got you covered. Roofings, strength of a nation.
Murakoze kurikirana na Property Show. Welcome to this week's edition of the Property Show, and we hope you're enjoying every bit of this every week. Remember, you can be a part of this by getting onto our Facebook page and liking our page, Property Show Rwanda, because this show is about you. It's about inspiring Rwanda to the next level. Special thanks to Roofings Group, our official sponsors for this show. And of course, if you're looking for good quality furniture, Nina Interiors is the place to be. We still welcome aboard more partners, more sponsors. Let us know and you can be a part of this experience. Let's take a look at what we have lined up for you this week.
Today on The Property Show. Send your dream home pictures and your profile picture to our Facebook page. And now, our interior designing tip of the week with Gloria.
Hello again, I'm Gloria Kauma with this week's interior designer tip. Today I'm going to talk about something that we all have in our homes, flowers or plants. And so accessorizing your room with flowers or plants is such a beautiful thing. But the question here is, are we going to go artificial, synthetic, or are we going to do natural? There are advantages, of course. If you're doing the natural plants, advantages and disadvantages. If you're doing the natural plants, then you have to take the plant often outside to catch some sunlight and bring it right back in. So that might be a bit of a problem. So then we will go for the synthetic. However, you are not off the hook entirely. If you have synthetic plants, remember they catch dust. Dust settles on them. And so you have to dust them, wipe them, have someone do that often. Can you imagine if I came to your home, sat right here, and the synthetic plant right next to me is full of dust? It's disgraceful. The second thing you need to think about is the color coordination. For example, I'm sitting on a purple couch or an aubergine couch, and the flowers right next to me are purple, green, and white. They're matching and they're coordinating well. There'll be no reason for us to have pink flowers right here or any other outrageous flowers. So consider the colors of the synthetic plants you are going to have in your house. The third thing you need to think about is the size of the plant. This plant is working really well right next to me. It's in proportion to the couch that we have. Why would you have a huge plant that is overbearing? So think about the size of the plant, size of the room, size of the object you are putting it right next to. Take care and God bless you.
Quickly! Mom's coming! Cover it! Aha!
Gundinawe, is that any way to cover? When you have to cover something, cover it the right way. Only Roofings iron sheets have double coating that give them a much longer life and are made with Japanese technology for best quality right here in Uganda. With Roofings iron sheets, we've got you covered. Roofings, strength of a nation.
And of course, this week, as usual, we always love to show you what is the property of the week, what's trending. Let's take a look at our property of the week.
The Property of the Week, brought to you by Nina Interiors.
Looking for a real furniture experience? At Nina Interiors, we add value to your desires with the latest wide range of quality office and home furniture. Step into a new reality of a marveling collection. We give you quality and comfort for relaxed evenings at home and a great work experience. Enjoy our special deals on dining sets, masterpieces for the living room, office furniture that creates a mark, and exquisite decor. We believe we have what it takes for a wow experience. So why not come to our Nina Interiors showroom at plot number 1410 Muhima Road.
East or West, they say home is best, but our property this week gives you an even greater experience. We got a chance to visit the Kimihurura townhome located at Kimihurura, and the property is simply impressive.
This beautiful design apartment is a 3-bedroom, all self-contained house that simply gives you a true opulent sense of home living. The spectacular property is priced with an amazingly decorated living room with a modern bathroom downstairs.
Looking for heaven to have peaceful dreams? The master bedroom suite gives you all the serenity you deserve for a calm, stress-free night. It is all well matched with a fully furnished, beautiful modern kitchen and servant quarters, as well as a kitchen in the backyard, which comes with ample parking space. You want to live in this mini palace? Well, it will set you back $2,000 a month. Welcome home. And that's our property of the week.
Welcome, and it's the property talk. Well, this week we get to deal with one of the factors that eludes us the most, because each one of us has a dream to own a property, to own a house, to construct a house. But what do you do when you don't have a stockpile of money? What do you do when you don't hail from the Sultan's family or Bill Gates' family and you cannot afford it? Well, there's something called a mortgage. To understand it better, I'm not the expert in this really, but I'm joined by an incredible lady who is actually a specialist at this. This is where her expertise is. She's going to help us understand how do you demystify the monster of a mortgage and actually befriend it better for it to serve you. Now friends, we're joined by Beatrice Chege, who is the head mortgages, or you want to call it home loans at KCB Rwanda. And the first question that I'm going to ask you is simple. Help us understand, what is a mortgage?
Mortgage is really just generally a loan taken out to either buy a house, a home really, or construct your own home. Yeah, that basically in a nutshell is what mortgage is.
So how does somebody actually acquire a mortgage? How do I know I qualify to get a mortgage? How do I know I don't qualify? How do I go about the whole process?
Okay. Before we actually launched our KCB mortgage product, there wasn't really a tailor-made mortgage product in this market. Most of the mortgages were up to a period of 7 years, which ordinarily is not a mortgage because a mortgage is a long-term debt. So what we did is we really rolled out a mortgage product which is in line with what the Rwandese can actually afford to pay. So by increasing the term of a mortgage, it means a lot of the Rwandese now are actually able to afford to buy houses or to construct houses. So we've been very instrumental actually in changing the way a mortgage really looks like in this market.
As we talk about the mortgage anyway, do I need a mortgage? Does somebody that is watching actually need a mortgage? Why a mortgage anyway?
Well, because first of all, you don't want to pay rent for 20 years, because if you compound how much rent you pay in 20 years, it's basically a loss. Yeah, but by taking a mortgage, it means you're actually paying towards owning and investing into property. And that same property in later years to come actually works as an investment vehicle, and you can still take out other instruments later with the bank with the same property after you've paid for it. Yes.
Okay, now that we understand actually critically, many of us need the mortgage. Help us understand. I come to the bank tomorrow and I want to take a mortgage. Run me through briefly the process. What do I need actually to know or to come with as I come prepared to take my mortgage?
Okay. One of the things that is first very important is you need to know, do you want to buy a home or do you want to construct? Because those are, again, two different processes. If you want to buy, you must have already identified what is your income range and what does it allow you to buy. Because again, you don't want to get into purchase just to be disappointed that your income does not allow you to take the mortgage that for the property that you have identified. So that's key for purchase. Find out how much you actually qualify for from the bank before you take that process. Then now you're able to know even what property ranges can you be able to afford. And then for the construction people, it works the same way. You need to know how much you qualify in terms of a construction facility, so that even when you're doing your drawings for your home, it's in line with what you actually qualify for, as opposed to getting a huge house only to realize you can only fund maybe 25% of it. So that's very critical. You must know how much do you qualify to take out in terms of a mortgage.
From your own perspective and experience, what would you think is the most commonly misunderstood concept about the mortgage?
That would really be more about the bank will sell my house. I think for me that has always been the biggest myth, and people are afraid to lose their houses. And I'd like people to understand that when you take a mortgage with KCB, it's a relationship for the next up to 20 years. We understand that circumstances change. You can lose your job, your income can reduce. Anything can happen. All you need to do is approach the bank. Let's have a conversation and look at the options and other possibilities of how we can still be in this relationship together. So the bank is not out there to take your house. We're here to facilitate home ownership. It's what we love to do and it's what we want to do.
So if someone wanted more information about the home loans or the mortgage, where can they be able to get this information before they physically come to the bank?
We have a website. We have a very active website. And we also have branches where we have mortgage advisors who are there ready and available for all inquiries that you would like to make about mortgage.
Still to come.
Whilst considering our own local conditions.
In this week's International Property of the Week, we visit one of the 7 wonders of the world. The Taj Mahal has been a source of beauty and a symbol of eternal love for centuries. Its name fittingly translates to Crown of Palaces, as it has been one of the most famed structures in history since its construction in 1631. This awe-inspiring monument took 22 years and 22,000 workers to complete. The intensive labor put into the Taj Mahal reflects, however, in its superior design and symmetry. 4 minarets surround the central dome, which is actually a mausoleum or tomb. Although the Taj Mahal has countless stunning elements, perhaps the greatest beauty lies in the story behind its construction. The tomb holds the wife of the Emperor Shah Jahan, who died in childbirth. The love he bore for his wife was so great that he ordered the mausoleum to be built as an everlasting remembrance of her. The purity of the marble causes the tomb to appear differently throughout the day as the light changes, giving it an ethereal quality. Inside, there are incredibly detailed paintings, inscriptions, and sculptures, which are a testament to the devotion of its architect. Understandably, the Taj Mahal attracts over 3 million visitors a year who come to pay tribute to the unquenchable love the Shah Jahan held for Mumtaz Mahal, the chosen one of the palace.
Many of us envy so many cities, so many countries in the world. You look at Dubai, I personally am one person that is a little bit envious. Not that entirely I feel Africa should go that direction, but I think the key value we learn from them is, number one, creativity and the ability to know that it's possible to be done. Do you think, when you look at Rwanda, are there areas you think can be copied from there, or what aspects do you think actually Rwanda needs to be aspiring to match the standards globally as far as architectural designs, real estate and the property market is concerned?
I don't think we're looking at Dubai to benchmark the reforms and progresses that we need to make. But at the end of the day, in business and in everything that we do, we don't want to reinvent the wheel in terms of best practices. What you can see being done, and I can speak from a private practitioner's perspective and also as a third-party observer of what government is doing, is that whereas we have a lot of homegrown solutions, we have been able to borrow from where it has worked best to improve our systems. I'll take an example of the Kigali City Master Plan. When it was being elaborated and when it was still in its conceptual phase, as way back, I think, as 2008 thereabout, if I recall well, we got people from Singapore, we got planners from the US to come and assist the city of Kigali in terms of elaborating the city master plan. And of course, we understand, like you look at Singapore, it's a fantastic model for the world. Yes, so there was borrowing from that. Dubai has its own advantages that we may not have as Rwanda, a lot of oil cash, you know, so a lot of skyscrapers at work. Here it is still a bit of a nascent thing. You just can't plant hundreds of stories of apartment houses into the population overnight and they work. It has to be a gradual process. So the specific response is, you know, you can see that there is a bit of borrowing from there, borrowing from this other source, picking from the other, and then improving ours whilst considering our own local conditions. So I'll give you another practical example. We are now, the guys at the Natural Resources Authority have approached the British system to learn about how to improve set in place our condominium system, which we didn't have at all. So we borrow from different places, yes.
Give us a sense of the comparison of the regional property market. We look at Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. How would you draw your comparison?
That's a very, very broad question, but I'll probably approach it from two angles. The first angle would be an angle of opportunity, and then the second one would look at it from an angle of growth and planning. Looking at opportunities, we are probably, again, you recall I mentioned that we said we're looking at a 10-15-year horizon. Because our market is still relatively nascent, that means there's still a lot of opportunities. And that is where we sort of have a bit of a leading edge against the others. The other thing, when I'm still at opportunity, I look at prime land. If you're to compare the city of Kigali with the city of Nairobi or Kampala or Dar es Salaam, prime land is still the cheapest here comparatively. But then again, if you're to look at other areas, for instance, professional services that we were talking about earlier on, recall that I mentioned that valuers, for example, are still, hard to come across good seasoned valuers, and that's cut across most of the professionals. When you go to quantity surveyors, when you go to electromechanical engineers, when you go to structure engineers, most of the professionals, we still have a huge gap in Rwanda, which most of our neighbors have managed to cover.
Oh no, it's my dad. Cover me.
Gundinawe, is that any way to cover? When you have to cover something, cover it the right way. Only Roofing's iron sheets have double coating that give them a much longer life and are made with Japanese technology for best quality right here in Uganda. With Roofing's iron sheets, we've got you covered. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
And it's that moment where we save you the hustle, bustle, looking for properties. It's the property scan where we take you to where that property is that you're looking to buy or to sell, courtesy of Lamudi, our content partners in this segment. And of course, we finally still come to the end of this show. Remember, if you have an opinion, view, comment, what you want us to improve on this show, definitely contact us on our hotline or Facebook page or website, www.propertyshow1.com, and we shall be able to get your views. Special thanks to Roofings Group, our official sponsors, and of course, segment sponsors, Nina Interiors, and of course, our host partners, Serena, for the filmings. We appreciate the Serena Hotel, and of course, Rwanda TV, the official broadcaster, sponsor for the property show. Until next week, remember to stay blessed. Imani Varinde.
Next week on The Property Show.
Another summer day has come and gone away in Paris and Rome, but I wanna go home.